Well, thank you for joining us today on the Big Blue Podcast. I'm Greg Stone here with Dr. Lee Goodson. Dr. Goodson, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing really well. Getting over a bit of a cold, so my throat's a little bit scratchy, but hopefully we'll get through just fine. And we are here for the podcast today, joined by Amy Rubottom and Ed Cizak, who are two of our assistant directors of student life. Amy's at Metro Campus, Ed's at Northeast. They run our fitness centers. Hugely involved in all sorts of student life projects. So thanks for taking some time to come over and visit with us today about what's going on in fitness center world and student life.
You bet.
Thank you.
It's near the beginning of the year. It's typical that people set goals. I haven't been in yet myself, but I sit my form in. I got to get over there next week. In my defense, I have been a little bit sick, so I've been not wanting to spread germs. So I'm being responsible. Are you seeing? I mean, do you all? I assume see some increase in employee and student use at the beginning of the year? Is that sort of where we're at?
Absolutely. I mean, every semester we see an increase, especially in the beginning, the first few weeks, students are trying to find their classes, they figure out where we're located. So we definitely see a lot of usage, especially this time of year. Most definitely in January, and then I would say in August for sure.
Yeah, I think we're like any other fitness center at the core, is that this is the busiest time for all of us. Everyone has New Year's resolutions, and they're excited to come. Like Amy said, the first week's a little bit slow because they're trying to find their classes, but by the second week, they're coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So tell us about what you have to offer in the spring for people to start on their New Year goals. And you know what? I got to tell you, I haven't set mine yet.
That's okay.
Well, we can help you today.
I know. I'm afraid to, though. I'm fear of failure, So, but I'm gonna think about that. I may get with you.
Want to talk about Swipe and Swag?
Sure. Yeah. So we're actually adopting a program that Ed started at Northeast Campus last semester, and it's called Swipe and Swag. And it's basically very simple. You get a token for each time you come in to work out. It's not real money. We did bring a prop.
And this is
it's
the
really fancy.
Just for those that are listening and not here in person, it looks like a blue poker chip that says TCC Fitness Center on it.
Well, we all have different colors. So one of the things, we have a green one at Northeast, and West has, I think, a red or...
Yes,
yeah.
red.
And so one of the things we're trying to see if our students actually utilize more than one fitness center. So if they go to Northeast Campus one day and take a class at Metro, come here, and this way when they turn in their coins at the, to get their prizes, we could kind of see if our students actually
it's like
are going.
Traffic data.
Exactly.
It really is.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so Swipe and Swag, I've seen the posters for it.
So
What
it's
kind of swag can you get?
swag. We have a bright green neon fitness center shirt. That's a tech shirt. That is the first prize you could get. Students have to come in 8 times to get that first prize. It's a little bit different for our faculty and staff. They have to do 12 times. Our faculty and staff are here more than our students,
They should have
every
to put
day.
some effort out, right? Yeah.
The students,
yeah.
student fees.
Right, students are already,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's
The
right.
second prize is a nice thermal coffee mug, and the third prize is a little Bluetooth speaker. They're really a neat little blue speaker. And then after you complete the 3, the challenge continues. So they can, for every 4 times they come in, their name gets put in a drawing. And so we're going to give away an iPad at every campus
At the end of the
at
semester?
the end of the semester. And it starts
So you
February
don't
4th.
just keep getting more and more swag. At some point, you're
At some point, you're
expected
just
to
gonna-
establish a habit, and
Exactly.
and
Right.
you have enough swag, and
Yeah.
then you move on. Okay, got it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What else? Anything
well,
else?
I would say we do a lot of healthy lifestyles presentations. We do collaborate some with Student Life, and we provide those lunch and learn presentations. Our group fitness classes, which I'll probably talk a little bit more about that coming up. But that's going to be our college-wide really go-to program for the spring. And they Northeast had such a great increase in their traffic. Not only, a lot of times we have a lot of faculty and staff and community members, but there was such an increase in student participation, and that's what kind of drew us all into adopting this new program, college-wide.
I think of all the things we've done over the years, and I've been here almost 20 years, the success rate from the students was so much greater at the end than it was at the beginning, than with other programs we did. I mean, so, and I don't have the exact data, but we track when they got their first prize to their last prize, and it was about 50 to 60% of our students kind of got that last prize, which normally we'd get maybe 30 or 40%.
that's good.
So we did collect the data. We're changing the way we're collecting the data a little bit, just to find out when they come in the first time to the last time, and see how many times they actually use the center too.
And we know studies show that if students are exercising, they feel better, they're sleeping better, their overall health hygiene is better, and so they're performing better in the classroom.
They're more connected to
Absolutely.
the institution.
They're more connected to the
We
institution.
retain them more.
All sorts of benefits related to student success.
Right.
That's
Well, and
great.
since we're not residential, thankfully, there are a lot of ways that students can really get engaged on a regular basis, so which is
Yep.
why everyone offers programming, and you all have dedicated space where a lot of students do spend some time, work off some stress, maintain their health and sort of stay focused on things. And this sort of brings me to my question. When we had our reorganization a couple of years ago, fitness centers were sort of brought up under student life, and you all became assistant directors of student life, so that connection was much more intentional. And so I'm just wondering if you could talk to us for a minute or two about what benefit that's been to student life and to you all as fitness center directors as well. I mean, what's that connection like, and how is it paying off for everybody?
Well, I'll start, I guess. Our overarching goal and our mission is just to provide those services and opportunities for learning and growth for our students. We want them to succeed not only in the classroom, but we want them to be healthy and engaged in college. We want them to have that sense of camaraderie. We want them to be a part of, something bigger than just coming to school, coming and then leaving and going home, which, some of our students, I was a TCC student, and I had a job, I had 2 jobs, and so working and, coming to school was kind of my life. But teaming up with Student Life, we provide support, personnel support for one another and our staffs. Ed could probably speak to this more since our offices are in combination, they're combined. Metros, ours are separated a little bit, but we do, Student Life supports our programs by providing, personnel, providing snacks, and just collaborating and having more personnel on hand to provide those opportunities.
I couldn't have said it better. I've asked that kind of question to applicants for years, and I think Amy said it just perfect, is that, yes, fitness is what we do. That's our main job, but the overall goal is for our students to get their education. And so whatever we could contribute to that that's our role. And so to get, if it's intramural sports, that they get together with a group of students and one's the team captain and we build leadership that way. That's an example that we really focus on, or sportsmanship when they're playing or things like that. So we do it. We've always been under the student life umbrella, but this has really brought us even closer, like you said.
Even more in sync with the other
Right.
activities.
Well, and the whole wellness wheel is, financial and stress relief and spiritual and environmental. So there's just so many more components than just exercising and nutrition. And so Student Life really encompasses all of that with their lunch and learn presentations and then just their leadership opportunities.
And I think Amy kind of hit the wellness note too. Is one of the changes we made at the time is that is an institution that the wellness component, the mental health, just overall wellness, like financial wellness, things like that. So I think it's exciting to be at TCC with that commitment.
Well, I'm Lee Goodson, here with my co-host, Dr. Greg Stone, and you're listening to the Big Blue Podcast. Our guests today are Amy Rubottom and Ed Cizak, and we have been talking about the health and fitness in this new year that just started. So, Amy, tell us a little bit. So each fitness center is a little bit different,
Yes.
right? I mean, all of the campuses, even though we have done a lot to become one college, we've still got just little differences among them. So give us an example. Operationally, they may be the same. You may have the same processes and stuff in place. But tell us a little bit from kind of a personality standpoint, like what might you find at Metro versus what you might find at West or Southeast or Northeast. So you want to give us an example of some of the little differences?
I think with Metro, I've worked at Northeast too, but Metro, we have just such a diverse population of members, and we actually have not just students, but we have community members. So we do have people from the downtown area that come over on their lunch break who have bought memberships. And so, I mean, we have, your traditional student, maybe an 18, 19-year-old student to corporate lawyers and judges that are coming into the fitness center to partake in our classes. And that's probably one of our biggest draws, is that we offer 15 group fitness classes a week, and they're free as long as you have that membership or you're a student. And then they range from boxing to spin to yoga, and then also we do like a fusion class as well. So we have just a wide variety of classes, and I think that's probably the biggest draw is our central location to downtown, lots of businesses. There's so much going on downtown nowadays with just all the different restaurants, and they're adding shopping and,
Yep.
Lime scooters, and
Right.
can't ride those in the fitness center, but there's just a lot going on downtown.
Right.
So I think that's maybe kind of our biggest draw.
And Ed, you all have had a lot of major facility improvements at Northeast
We
recently.
are so excited. I mean, we've been open since 1999. We were the first fitness center opened. Metro was right behind, about 3 or 4 months. I think the beginning of year 2000. So we just had a major overhaul of flooring.
Yes, you have a new floor.
We have, it's amazing. We have new flooring in our group fitness room, our cardio workout area, our weight room, our gym floor. It is a total different place. It's exciting for me personally to come to work after my 20th year, and it seems like a brand new place. But the reaction from the students is just unbelievable. It's been kind of a 3-4 year journey. We've worked on this, and I think there's not a person that comes in that isn't just like the smile is from as big as it can be. It's just
Well, it's
really
brightened the
amazing.
place up, for
It
sure.
really has. We went from a dull gray and blue to a wood maple color floor.
Really?
And it's dramatic, and I think we have a lot of great things happening at Northeast Campus in the next few months.
Is there anything unique at the other 2 campuses that you all aren't on very often that you know about?
We don't have a rock climbing wall. So Southeast and West have the rock climbing
Okay.
walls.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of a difference. We're kind of limited on our spacing too.
Our campuses were the same architects. So we
Okay.
had we
Interesting.
were so when the original bond was
Right.
TCC got the original bond for the 2 centers. They redid the student unions, and our centers were designed by the same people, so it was the same color scheme, the same equipment, and so now we're maybe one step ahead of the Metro campus, hopefully just one step,
Yeah.
and so it's a lot of similar. I mean, we're very similar because we've worked together. We worked together for 6 years at Northeast, and so our partnership is really tight. Not to say that it's not tight with the other fitness centers. I think that's one of the great things about our group is that we actually we all get along. Our processes, like Dr. Goodson said, are the same pretty much. But we're different. We offer different programs. We do have different students that come in.
Right.
The needs are different.
Yes.
The needs are different. We try to do the best to and they're different every semester. So just because something was great one semester doesn't mean it's going to be great next semester. So, mid-semester we may be changing things because the students are different.
Well, we have one more question with just a couple of minutes left, and it's the last question that we ask each guest. And that is, if you could go back in time and give advice to your 18-year-old self, which we've already talked about when you were 22, Amy. So, but if you
Just a
could
couple years ago.
Yeah, if you go back in time and give advice to your 18-year-old self, what would it be? Amy, you want to go first?
Well, I'll speak directly to 2 TCCs because this is where I came to college. So I thought by enrolling in like a Tuesday, Thursday class and having all my classes 2 days a week, I was going to have all this free time the rest of the week just to go shopping and be with my friends. And my 18-year-old self, I would go back and say, you have to study. This is harder than high school. You have to be prepared and be a little more diligent with your studies.
What would you say, Ed?
I don't know if there's much I would, if I'd give myself any advice, because this is going to sound corny, but sometimes the road less traveled is the best road to take. You know, I started school in Illinois at a community college, and we moved to Oklahoma, and, you know, 3-4 institutions later, you know, I got my bachelor's, my master's, the struggles, you know, having a child when we were young and still in school, to the success we see now, you know, has paid off. So I don't know if I'd change my path any differently. I mean,
Fair enough.
there's reasons it went
Why
that way.
change history? It's
Why
working
change?
out.
It's
Yeah.
worked out great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Well, you've been listening to the Big Blue Podcast, and our guests, Amy Rubottom and Ed Cizak from our fitness centers. Thanks for listening today. Thanks for being here to join us.
Absolutely.
And remember
Thank
that you can always listen to the Big Blue Podcast in each, I almost said episode. It's not an episode of the week. It's an issue of the week at TCC and on the Creativity Channel on YouTube. Dr. Goodson, thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
And we will see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you
Bye.
both.
Thank you.